guys, it's Annemarie, and today's video is in celebration of me finishing my freshman year of college. Yeah! I don't know why this is in celebration of it, but yeah. Finals really just came up to me and hit me in the face. I was like, wow, if I had actually prepared for this and was ready for finals, this would have ended a lot better. So I decided to try to help some of you guys out and make a how to survive finals / finals survival guide / tips on how I like to study for finals. So hopefully it'll be helpful to some of you, and yeah, good luck on your finals.
Alright, so first things first, where you study is actually very important. And I know a lot of you guys probably like to study in bed, but that can be a little bit dangerous.
Okay. Let's see. Symptoms of mineral deficiency for plants.
A few moments later.
Yeah, so I'd really recommend not studying in bed. You're going to be taking your test on a desk, so you want your testing environment to be as similar as possible to how you study. There's actually a study that says when you dress for success, you act the part. So even just changing into some jeans versus your sweats may actually make you study more efficiently. This next tip is for those of you who find yourself in those situations where 3 hours have passed and you've done nothing because you're a little bit distracted.
It's too hard to sleep.
So I found that going to a library or just studying with friends who are studying creates a positive, peer-pressured environment where you will want to study. So I always did this in high school. I would calculate what grade I needed on the final in order to get an A or a B or whatever grade you're trying to get. So your grade is going to equal the exam worth, and this is going to be in a percentage, so it's going to be 0.1 for 10% of your grade, times the score that you need on the exam in order to get said grade, plus 1 minus the exam worth again, times your current grade. So for example, if you put in 0.1 for the exam worth times 70 and you got 80 in the end, you would need a 70% on your test in order to get an 80 in the class. And if you're confused about this still, no, I will not calculate your grade for you because I'm on summer break now. But there are lots of grade calculators. You just have to look up final grade calculator and then a bunch will pop up. Okay, so now that you're ready to get started, I would recommend just writing every single thing that you have to do down. This really helps me relieve a lot of stress because I just know in the back of my head that I have so much to do, but writing it all down just gives it a place and just clears it from my mind so that I can worry about other things. An ideal amount of time would be to give yourself 2 weeks to study for each final, and I have not ever done this. But I really feel like the core of most studying problems is just not having enough time or time management. So if you do this and stick to your plan, then I guarantee you'll probably do a lot better than if you hadn't.
You watch me bleed until I can't breathe, shaking, falling onto my knees.
What I do is I list the number of days that I have, so I do day 1 through day 12, and then I kind of write down when each exam is. And keeping in mind how much time you'll have to study each day, I kind of take the assignments that I wrote down that I needed to do before my final exam and stick them under each day. The important thing to keep in mind while planning is that everyone underestimates the amount of time an activity will take. So schedule a little bit each day in order to finish studying before your final. And a really, really good tip is to try to get everything done a day before your final because you're always wishing you had that one extra day to study. And for me personally, I just like having a visual and something that I can physically cross off to feel accomplished. I don't know why, I literally do this every single day. I either make a list in a bullet journal or I make a list in Wunderlist, which is an app that you can sync with your phone and computer and has the most satisfying noise to reward you for your accomplishments. Here it is. Yeah. And I also use sticky notes or post-it notes. I mean, this is pretty useless, but I just feel that it is extremely satisfying crossing something off or checking something off when I'm done with it. So if you're anything like me, you need absolutely no distractions in order to concentrate. For me, that also means no noise. So these headphones are my absolute necessity during finals. So these are the Bose noise canceling headphones, and I use these every single day whenever I'm studying. And I think my mom actually got them for free after she signed up for some credit card, but I know that they can get really expensive. Earplugs work just as well for the noise canceling aspect, but I also really like to use music as a way to focus and concentrate and block out any of the surrounding noise. So my favorite thing to listen to when I need to focus is just classical music, and I really like Spotify's focus playlists, so I like to listen to deep focus. Or if I'm feeling a little down and need a pump up, I listen to their electronic study music. And if I'm doing a subject that doesn't require much focus, so I can listen to like lyrics in the background, I've really been liking the Totally Stress-Free playlist.
Okay. I guess it makes sense. Okay. Alright, done.
So this is a really good tip for reviewing anything math related. Rewrite the problems on a separate piece of paper. There's always going to be one small detail that you don't understand if you just look it over, and this totally killed me on one of my finals that I just took. I thought I understood the concept because it was the exact opposite of another concept, but when I was asked to do it on the test, I just couldn't do it because it was different. Write it on a separate piece of paper and then see if you get the answer right. My next tip is to stay hydrated, and this is especially if you're drinking coffee, because coffee is a diuretic, meaning that it'll cause you to lose fluids. And I know that I drink so much coffee during my finals weeks, so it's really important to drink more water than you're used to drinking in a day in order to replenish your fluids in your body. And this will also keep you from getting those headaches while you're studying. So something that I've realized in my years of learning is that a lot of students just don't utilize the resources that are available to them. And I don't understand that. So I'm going to share with you some of my favorite resources available out in the interwebs, which are Quizlet, Self-Control app, Khan Academy, and Audible. And this is probably the only video on YouTube right now that is talking about Audible and is not sponsored by them. Okay, so the basic function of Quizlet is just to make flashcards, but you can do so much more with that because it's on the internet. The learning and testing functions on this app are really great, but something that I've also realized is that you can actually search any flashcards that are made public on Quizlet, and if you search with a textbook or if you type in the right stuff, you can actually find a lot of flashcards that would probably be useful to you. So you can basically steal their flashcards without having to do all the work of typing it up, and then you can also edit those flashcards to your liking, just in case you were stealing from some dum-dums or something. So for self-control, you have to download it off the internet, and I honestly have kind of a love-hate relationship with this app because you basically add a list of websites that you want to block yourself off of, and then you literally cannot get back on after you type in your password. It's very useful if you don't want to be distracted, but very, very annoying if you want to get back on YouTube. I think students sometimes just think that the stuff that they're learning is new because it's new to them. Most likely the stuff that you're learning is extremely well known to someone out there and there's information on it. So all you have to do is Google it, and Khan Academy is a great place if they have information on the subject that you're looking for. So if I need to read a book but I'm very limited on time and / do not want to read the book at all, get it on Audible and then fast forward the speed like ×2, and you can listen to it like doing pretty much whatever.
Okay, so it's test day, and the first tip that I have for you is to make sure to breathe if you're nervous. So deep breathing is very important, and it's been proven to reduce stress and anxiety. Something that I also like to do before big tests that I'm really nervous about is listen to like a really good song, like a very upbeat song. So the song that I listened to before one of my big exams was by Andy Grammer. Oh my love, so now, honey, I'm good. And the last thing that I just want to let you know is that this test really doesn't affect your life as much as you might think it does in the moment, and you're gonna do great. So good luck. Bye guys!